Today, we're making nachos and sticking with our New Year's resolutions to eat better. Lots of vegetables in this. And honestly, I make this for our daughters as well, and they just devour this stuff. It's so good. What we're gonna start with here, I have a zucchini and a small yellow onion. We're just gonna dice both of these up, kind of small. Now that that's diced, back here I have a cast iron pan that I've put on medium to medium low heat. Just add a couple tablespoons of olive oil there. And this goes right into saute. To the vegetables, I have some taco seasoning. This is actually my own preferred blend that I make. You can use just a taco seasoning packet if you want. For me, what I have in here is a tablespoon of cumin, a tablespoon of smoked paprika, a tablespoon of garlic powder, and then a teaspoon of allspice and quarter teaspoon of cinnamon. To that, I'll add a few grinds of black pepper and a couple pinches of salt. Next, I have 2 teaspoons of minced garlic and then 7 or 8 cherry tomatoes just cut in half. While those tomatoes are breaking down, we're gonna hold off on adding the turkey and we will prepare some of our other ingredients. So to make these a little more healthy, and for those of you who are aware, my wife has some health issues where she has kind of a restricted diet. Can't have grain or anything like that, like corn chips. So we use mini bell peppers, and I'm just gonna kind of turn these into chips, and I'll show you how we do that. I also use some endive, which this is kind of a bitter green, works really well with all of the flavors that we have in this dish. So first we'll cut these bell peppers. I just take the end off there and discard that, but we just cut it right in half that way, and then take the ribs out, and that makes just a perfect little cup there. We'll put those on our platter. This is just an old pizza pan that I have, and that's what I like to use for my nachos. And as you're prepping these, make sure to stir the vegetables here every so often. If it's starting to stick, turn the temperature down just a little bit, and you can even add a little bit of vegetable stock or water even is just fine. Just a little bit to break things off of the bottom of the pan and get those vegetables to really break down. So space these peppers out, and then the endive cups, they just pull open like so and just come off. This bottom part, you don't have to trim off, but I usually do. And we're just gonna get like 10 of those, 10 endive cups. Checking on this, the tomatoes have broken down really well, so I'm going to add 1 pound of ground turkey. All right, I'm gonna kick the temperature up just above medium and give it another couple pinches of salt here. Just get that evenly mixed in, and we will keep stirring that pretty frequently. And now these will also get mingled in with the peppers. And I try and space them out so that nothing is underneath anything else. I feel like that makes a better nacho. This is enough for probably 2 or 3 people. And so if I'm cooking more for more people, then I'll just get another pan and I'll make multiple pans of it. And so you want everything spread out nice and even, all in one single layer, so that there's not like cheese buried underneath something that doesn't get melted once you put it in the oven. While that's still cooking, I'm going to add some cheese on top of here. For my wife, since she has a soy allergy, we actually use vegan cheese. And this is a good brand, it melts pretty good. But if you don't have a soy allergy or a dairy allergy or anything like that, you can just use regular cheese. For this layer, we're gonna just add about half a cup, and then we'll add meat on top of that and then more cheese. And ground turkey, it actually has quite a bit of moisture inside of it, and so you want to really saute that and cook it down until the liquid evaporates out of the pan. As that finishes, I'll prepare the avocado. I'm just gonna cut that in half, take the seed out. I'm just gonna cut and then cut across. Also known as a dice, but just done inside the peel. It's a little bit easier. Careful not to cut through the skin into your hand. Scoop out all that into a bowl. Squeeze a lime over top of that. And salt. That's all she wrote for the avocado. And try not to mash that. Just toss it so that it gets covered by the lime, which will keep it from going brown. And then that we're gonna add on after we get the rest of this set up. I can see that the moisture's all gone in here, so I'm gonna turn that off. We will turn our oven to broil. Make sure we have a rack right in the middle of the oven there. And pull that off. Just kind of let it calm down while the broiler comes up to temperature. To keep the structure of the endive and keep it from wilting, we want to let the meat cool down just a little bit, and we only want it to be in the oven under the broiler for, I mean, just like a minute, minute and a half. And so that's why we're gonna let that rest for a little bit, and we're gonna let the broiler come up to full temperature before we add the meat and put it in the oven. All right, this still warm, but it's cooled down enough. And so we're going to just evenly space it out, put a little bit onto each of the cups, each of the peppers. And for any that's left over, I usually have some left over and I always save it, use it for tacos, for lunch the next day or whatever. Keeps really well. So that is good there, and then we're gonna top it with some more of our cheese, and that goes right under the broiler. Perfect. It's only been in there for a couple minutes, so pan's not hot yet. Cheese is perfectly melted. We're going to take the avocado, spread that across. Then we have also some salsa, just whatever kind you want. Just kind of spread that out and finish off with just some roughly chopped cilantro, maybe just a little bit of lime. And that is it. A healthier take on nachos. Link in the description to the full recipe. Let us know how you like it, and I hope you enjoy.